Namaste students, I am Dr. Komal Rathod, Assistant Professor, Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University, Jaipur, Department of Kaumar Bhratya. Today's topic is typhoid, in Ayurveda, Antarik Jwar. So we will talk about Antarik Jwar in modern typhoid. So first of all, introduction. Enteric fever, also known as typhoid fever. Typhoid fever is an acute illness associated with fever caused by Salmonella typhi bacteria. It can also be caused by Salmonella paratyphi, a related bacterium that usually cause a less severe illness. So major cause morbidity and mortality is water-food-borne disease. The bacteria are deposited in water or food by a human carrier and then spread to other people. So we will talk is typhoid is caused by bacteria, and the bacteria is Salmonella typhi. So family is Enterobacteriaceae and gram-negative bacilli. Best grow at 37 degree centigrade. And the transmission is fecal-oral route and close contact with patient or carriers, contaminated water and food. Fly and cockroaches is the cause of transmission. So, is the typhoid is contagious? And the first question arises in our mind. So, typhoid fever is highly contagious. An infectious person can passes the bacteria out of their body, in their stool, and less commonly in the urine. So contaminations of the water supply can in turn taint the food supply, and the bacteria can survive for weeks in water and dried sewage. How do people get typhoid fever? And the other questions arises in our mind. So how do people get typhoid fever? So then the answer is work in or travel to the area where typhoid fever is endemic. Work as in a clinical microbiologist handling Salmonella typhi bacteria and have close contact with someone who is infected or has recently been infected by typhoid fever. So he is a carrier form, and the drink water contaminated by sewage that contain Salmonella typhi. And the third question is, how long is a person with typhoid fever contagious? So a person with typhoid fever is contagious anywhere from day to years if they become a chronic carrier. Some researchers suggest that few individuals may be contagious indefinitely. About 3 to 5% of people become carrier of the bacteria after acute illness. Others suffer very mild illness that goes under recognized. So again, we will further discuss about. Here is the flow chart is enteric fever spread, contaminated food and drink. Right. Then patient engulf contaminated food and drink. Then they passes bacteria from fecal-oral route. And the persons have gallbladder, the bacteria reservoir in gallbladder, intestine, and then shaded in feces. So I'll discuss in previously, is typhoid contagious? So typhoid fever is highly contagious. An infection person can pass the bacteria out of their body from their feces, less commonly in the urine. Again, same question, how do people get typhoid fever? So work in the travel to area where typhoid fever is endemic, work as a clinical microbiologist handling Salmonella typhi bacteria, have close contact with someone who is infected or has recently been infected with typhoid fever, and drinking water contaminated by sewage that contain Salmonella typhi. So next slide, we will discuss about symptom. What are the symptoms of typhoid fever? Symptoms is typhoid fever is first is incubation period is typically about 10 to 14 days. It's very important to remember that what is the incubation period of typhoid fever. So typhoid fever's incubation period is 10 to 14 days, but can be longer and the onset may be insidious. Symptoms are often non-specific and clinically not distinguishable from other febrile illness. However, clinical severity varies and severe cases may lead to severe complications or even to death. So symptom is very mild to very severe in some cases. In next slides, we will discuss about pathophysiology. So pathophysiology is ingest contaminated food from the patient or by contaminated food, contaminated food, then ingested bacilli invades the small intestinal mucosa. Then further taken up by macrophages and transported to the regional lymph node. Then regional lymph node through Salmonella typhi multiply in the intestinal lymphoid tissue, intact with enterocytes and M cells. M cells means ileal pair patches during the 1 to 3 week of incubation periods. In this periods, patient having symptoms of diarrhea, acute diarrhea. So, and the incubation period, bacilli entered blood streams. Then bacilli entered blood streams called bacteremia phase. In this phase, typhoid fevers begin. In this phase, end of the incubation period, bacilli is enter the bloodstream. So bacteremia phase and having patient's fever. Bacteria invades the gallbladder, then biliary system and lymphatic tissue of the bowel and multiply in higher number. Then they become multiply and become more fold in number, then passes into intestinal tract to stool and very less in urine. So here's the contaminated zone. Contaminated zone because of stools, contaminated food. So the cycles begin in loop. And the clinical features arises from slowly rising step ladder fashion temperature for 4 to 5 days. Like fever is become higher, then lower, higher, then lower, higher, and then lower. So that's that pattern called step ladder fashion fever. Abdominal pain and myalgia. Abdominal pain continuously becoming, and myalgia, body ache like malaise, headache, continuously headache, constipations, sometimes diarrhea, and relatively bradycardia. Other signs and symptoms of first week progress. Here is delirium, complications, then coma and death if untreated. Delirium, complications, and then coma and death if patient is not treated properly. Stage one, that's called first week, and stage 2, that's called second week. Again is rose spots. Rose spots may be appear on the upper abdomen or on the back of the spares. continuously coughing, splenomegaly detect. Sometimes is the hepatomegaly also occur. Abdominal distension with tenderness. Diarrhea end of the first week. And diarrhea end of the first week and end of the second week present. Slightly raised rose spots which fed on pressure. If we become pressure on rose spot, the rose spot fed up on pressure. It is usually visible on the white skin. Febrile become toxic and anorexic. Significant weight loss. Patients having significant weight loss. Typhoid state like apathy, confusion, and psychosis. High risk 5 to 10% of hemorrhages and perforations may cause death. Stage third, and the stage third is third week of typhoid fever. And stage fourth, then patient take proper rest and proper treatment. Then stage fourth is recovery periods is started. If the individual survives to the fourth week, the fever, mental state, and abdominal distension slowly improve over a few days. Intestinal and neurological complications may still occur in surviving in untreated individually. Weight loss and debilitating weakness last 4 months. Weight loss, because of debilitating weakness, weight loss may be occur. Some survivors become asymptomatic in Salmonella typhi careers and have the potential to transmit the bacteria indefinitely. And the next slide, complications of typhoid fever. So complication is bowel perforation hemorrhage, septicemia foci, bone and joint infections may be occur, meningitis, cholecystitis, toxic phenomena, myocarditis, nephritis, chronic carriage persistent, and gallbladder carriage. Like gallbladders and liver and spleen become storage of Salmonella typhi bacteria. So in the later time, they produce bacteria. They are reservoir, gallbladder, spleen, and liver. So we have to know what is the diagnosis and investigation. So first of all, blood culture. Blood culture is very important to know what is the bacteria and what is the strain is that. So blood culture is very important. Blood cultures. Then second is a specific serological test, like identify Salmonella antibody and antigen, fluorescent antibody study to look for substances that are specific to typhoid bacteria. Then is Vidal test and ELISA test. Then next is urine and stool culture test, that is doing in second and third week. Marrow culture is 90% sensitive unless until after 5 days common sense of antibiotic. Punch biopsy sample of rose spot culture for 63% of sensitive cases. Clot culture may be obtained from CSF, peritoneal fluid, mesenteric planes, and respected intestinal, gallbladder, pharynx, tonsils, and abscess, and sometimes from bone. And we have to know what is the treatment, because we know and we become diagnosis and investigation, then we have to know treatment. So the treatment is activity, rest is helpful, medical care like antibiotic, corticosteroid for severe typhoid fever, antipyretics, and the diet is fluid and electrolyte should be monitored. Soft digestible diet is preferable in absence of abdominal distensions and ileus. And surgical care in cases of intestinal perforation. So if the patient's having complications like intestinal perforation, so we have to care about surgical operation or surgeon doctor, because of not complication is more than complications. So diet, surgical care, and some medications like antibiotic and corticosteroids is necessary. So thanks. This all about from this session. Next session we will discuss about next topic. So thank you. Hope you like that session. Thank you.